Welcome back, everybody, to the morning after. Is it the week after Thanksgiving? No, gosh, Thanksgiving. Wow.
Thanksgiving?
I meant Easter. Is this time or has it been longer than that?
It's
We
been
don't
two
know.
weeks. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Who cares? We're moving on. And you know what? We're going to just get right into it. I want you to tell me what your It's a Lot is for this week. I have a really good one.
You do?
I do.
Mine is something that I enjoy thoroughly, which is when you go to your local market or your local Target, do you get into the self-checkout line or are you a checker outer?
Ooh, this is a great question. Okay. I do self-checkout if I have like 6 or less items. If I have more than that, I feel like I should not be in the self-checkout line. I feel like that is a quick, like the less than 10 items lane. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm so glad to know that there are actual rule followers to this because they are not where I shop. And it drives me insane when people pull up with a full basket. But my personal experience was I could not believe how high my bill was when I kind of walked away. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that I only got like this, and this. And then I realized as I turned my back, my child had scanned like 4 things. I started talking to this lovely woman that I always chat with at my local Target as she works there. And we got into a pretty detailed conversation. Her family member was having a problem with something and I was listening. And then I wasn't paying attention and I left. And there were like all those little things that you have at the checkout that you can scan. But some of them were like $10. And she scanned her little brains out as I wasn't looking.
I mean, Hank, you're really going to she's smart. Like she's going to be scanning the beer while you're looking away eventually.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, they're going to be like ID. And you're like, oh, I didn't get, yeah, sure. You can see my ID. Here you go. And she's going to take that beer and run. I'm very impressed with how smart she is.
Wow. Scary smart.
You know what I thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say that the person in front of you in the self-checkout didn't actually check out. They just scanned everything and left. And then you started and you got their bill on top of yours.
Oh.
I wonder if that's ever happened where people are like acting like they're checking out. Also, can we talk about this? I feel like those are so bad for stores because people just like scan every other item and then they leave.
Well, yeah, obviously you're not supposed to do that, but I think that it's the cost ratio of having to pay employees or lose a little bit on the people who are not scanning everything.
There's no shot in hell that they're not losing money because an employee, I guarantee costs you less than the 30 items that people might not scan.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, I have such PTSD about it that I don't even like bring bananas in because I'm scared about like, am I going to scan the bananas the right way? Am I going to slow the line down? I don't want to bring booze because then they have to come over and scan your license and ugh.
You don't know if they're organic or not organic. You're like, ooh, should I pay for organic? Because, if they are, I don't want to slight them the extra money, but also what if they're not?
Right.
And then you're paying extra. Yeah. I get it. I'm not a fan of the self-checkout. I'm really not. And I didn't know there were technically rules. You said that there are rules to the self-checkout with the amount
I believe,
of items?
like many things, it's kind of like flying. Like you don't take your shoes off on a plane. There are unwritten rules that I believe that we should all follow as decent human beings. And if you pull up with your big cart full of stuff or you're scanning a million coupons or if it's taking too long, that is not the intended purpose of the self-checkout. It is for quick move in out.
I agree. I agree with you. Now, I do have a question, though. On the longer flights, well, on some longer flights, they'll give you slippers depending on where you're sitting. Don't be a dick. And here's my question. Are you allowed to take off your shoes if they give you slippers?
Listen, if I'm sitting in what I think you're referring to as like one of those Delta One beds, I'm almost getting naked. Like I am putting
the rules.
I am putting the pajamas on. I am putting on anything with an elastic waistband because I'm eating everything that goes by on that cart. The slippers are on, the face mask, the entire thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
if
right.
you are seated in the normal human Hank section, you please leave your shoes on, people. That is not up for debate. Now,
Well,
I am flying to see you very soon, and I am flying in my Hillbilly First Class seat, which I love, which
what?
is I call it Hillbilly First Class. It's the one, it's in the coach section, but there's no seat in front of you, so I can like spread my legs out. So I do that, even though I have a little status on Delta, I reject a comfort upgrade because I want to be able to fan
Extend.
out. Yeah.
Fan
Yeah.
what out?
Just let it go.
Okay, wait. When you do that, though, that's an exit row, is it not?
Yes, and I am prepared for an emergency.
You are prepared. So you are
Yeah.
prepared to help people out. You're not jumping off first.
Oh no, I'm going first, but I will open the door to make sure it works. And I'm also, as you know, when that plane takes off, I'm watching those flats and slats because you have to make sure they're engaged. And if they're not, I'm pushing. I'm a good person to be on a plane with.
I don't think there's any other podcast that says flats and slats as much as this one. So there's that. Okay. Anyways, I'm glad you're going to get to air it out, whatever you're airing out on the way here in your Hillbilly First Class.
Yeah.
My It's a Lot this week, and this is a hot take. Are you ready?
Oh my God.
Okay. I love men. I really do. And I do think that there are some very, very brilliant ones. They invent a lot of things that we use today. But if there were no women, they would destroy whatever they invented the next fucking day.
What
Because
happened?
Do you not see this damn debate going around right now that 100 people could kill a silverback gorilla unarmed? Unarmed, 100 unarmed people could kill. And I tell you one thing, you know who's not making up, they're not thinking about this? A woman. Because we're smarter than that.
Why are we having this debate about killing a gorilla?
I don't know. It's all over the place. I'm seeing a ton of gorilla shit everywhere. And you know what? Dumb. It's dumb because, one, I don't think you can, because who is selfish? Who do you think is more selfish in general, men or women?
Men.
Men. Who's going to be the first one to charge that gorilla? None of you. None of you.
Is this like a Theo Vaughn thing or a Joe Rogan thing? Like I have
I
not
don't know
heard
who
about.
Theo Vaughn. Who's Theo Vaughn?
Oh my God, you don't know Theo Vaughn?
Is he a man?
Yes.
It's probably his. I don't know. But I'm telling you something. Women aren't even thinking about this, discussing it. They're looking at this going, what fucking dumbass guy thought of this? Dumb.
Yeah, well, I would like to expand on that a little bit. And I will also add that I do not believe the gays are thinking about charging.
They're not. You know what? I should have said that. Only straight. Straight men are the problem. Listen, again, I love men. Very smart, most of them. Very inventive. We love men. They are so, I do. I'm not a hardcore feminist. I've never been. I love a man to take care of me. I was born and raised in a way of like, and through the Bible, like, okay, that's kind of the way it is. But gosh, would y'all be lost without us? Because y'all would try to fight a damn silverback gorilla.
Yeah, I think that's just a great metaphor for life, the silverback gorilla, because I do think men would be completely destroyed without women. And could you imagine just how dirty everything would be?
I mean, maybe with the gays, though, they would be like, y'all could like talk to them or something. I don't know. But listen, I kept seeing that going around. I'm going, who in the world, one, thought of this, and two, is thinking that they could actually do it? Because no one's going first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Are you seeing this? Are you looking at it or something?
I didn't know about this, and I am losing my mind. This is so ridiculous.
Okay, so it's like out there. Yeah. Like it is a real debate.
This is the original tweet.
What does it say?
I can't read it. It has several bad words in it,
Oh.
but it's just some random guy who thought of it, and then everyone jumped on top of it, including Mr. Beast, who's a big internet personality.
Oh, what did he say?
He was like, "I'll test it out." He was like, "Who wants to do it? He'll pay for it."
You put the 100 people you dislike most in the world in a ring with a silverback gorilla. You're like, good luck. Have fun out there. Break a leg. or a neck. I don't
100,
know.
Like, how would even 100
You
is a
can't-
lot of people.
You also, do they not realize only like 4 or 5 people can fight it at one time? And there's no chance 5 people can beat a silverback gorilla.
Right.
Like, you can't all fight it at the same time. What are you going to do? Suffocate it? And then
think
suffocate the 40 other people that are underneath you? I don't know.
The thing I just realized in the course of my day leading up to this moment is you could have asked me 10 million things you were going to mention today, and none of them involved men beating up a gorilla.
It's so good. It is so good. Like, this is where our world is at right now. Also, aren't like gorillas really smart? Or is that-
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they're very strong.
Yeah. I saw one, listen, because of all this gorilla stuff, I've been fed gorilla things on media, and I saw one pump its chest or whatever, and that shit, like, you even stick your head underneath one of those pumps, you're dead. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
That's
they're
crazy.
smart. Pigs are smart too, apparently.
Whoa.
They are.
They are, but I do think
I could take a pig.
We could take a pig. You know what? The women are like, just put a pig in. We got it. We'll have some bacon tomorrow. Okay. All right, Splashers. If you haven't been on Skims, I don't understand why you haven't been. In fact, Mother's Day is coming up. So if you are a dad listening to this, or if you are a woman and just want a good bra that really makes your boobies look nice, but also is comfortable, like you don't really want to come home and rip it off, Skims is where it's at. I mean, all their stuff is comfortable. Their underwear is great, but I'm secretly loving their teardrop push-up bra because it makes everything look, I don't know, really nice. You can shop the Skims Ultimate Bra Collection and more at skims.com and the Skims LA flagship on Sunset Boulevard if you're in LA. But after you place your order, just be sure to let them know that I sent you. Select podcasts in the survey and be sure to select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. Not only that, guys, remember they have so many things on Skims. I mean, their loungewear is probably the most comfortable I've ever worn. So if you're looking for any type of gift for Mother's Day or just something for yourself, head to skims.com and check it out. But again, please tell them that we sent you when you check out. Thank you. Okay, wait, but Kiara had an It's a Lot too, which I think is pretty good.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So speaking of the internet being so ridiculous, I have to chime in on this unfollowing debacle between Travis and Taylor and Ryan Reynolds and the whole situation with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Listen, guys, I just have to say, as a professional in the digital media space for years and years now, that's a dang social media manager doing that. Seriously, there are so many people logged into all of those accounts. It could be their agent, it could be their regular manager, their talent manager, it could be their social media manager, it could be their CMO of their company. Like, there are so many people logged in. You don't know why they're doing that. And also, like, just come on, people. Like, who has the time?
That's what I want to know. Who is watching who Travis Kelce follows and is like waiting for him to unfollow a certain someone? And this goes for like every celebrity. Like, who is watching that?
But I think it goes for average people too. I just had this conversation yesterday with Sam because I unfollowed someone intentionally, and within a day they called me out on it.
Within a day.
Was it my sister?
No, I adore her. I love your sister. I'm here for it.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
I did mute her at one point.
I mean, we've all muted family members at one point. You know what I mean?
No. And then they called me out, and I was like, well, how did they know? And then, of course, I just ate the shit. I was like, well, I think I have fat thumbs, and I think by accident my fat thumb, like, I was just like, why didn't I just say, you know what? Yeah, you annoy me. I can't take it anymore. Like,
I don't
wanna
know
look
why.
at it.
Well, if they listen to the podcast now, they know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're going to be texting you like, fuck you. You actually unfollowed me. No, I do love a good unfollow. Like, honestly, for your mental health, if you can't follow me, unfollow me. Just like I'm going to unfollow anyone that makes my mental health go to shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All you hot chicks, I'm out. I am so out. All the girls that seem like they have everything together, I'm out.
What's your and I know you're not on it like a ton, but what is your IG algorithm?
Gorillas. No, I'm kidding, but not really. Gorillas and cruise ships.
I would think that yours is a lot of kids stuff and sports and like fitness stuff.
No.
No?
I mean, I would say sports, yes. For sure, a lot of it's sports. Kira's showing me my algorithm right now. What else is up there?
I think you guys should post screenshots of your Discover page.
Oh, no, I
Have you
can't
ever
say-
done this?
No. That is wildly embarrassing. I have no idea is there a lot of killer whales?
No,
I'm fascinated by killer whales.
it's husbands doing dumb shit and football and some hot girls.
Okay. There you go.
Okay,
you
well, mine will not be posted. So it will not.
It's okay. Are you not fascinated by killer whales? Like, have you seen when paddleboarders are like just in the ocean and they get surrounded by orcas and they're fucking filming it? And I'm going, those are called killer whales. They kill you.
Very into. Did you watch the Planet series or something recently?
I did just go to Busch Gardens. They have a great safari.
Oh my God, Busch Gardens. Here we
So
go.
maybe that's why. I don't know.
I'm going to
Listen.
take a bottle of sea glass and go to Busch Gardens. Just have me a day.
Just free advertisement all over the show. It's fine.
Yes.
What else can we throw in? All right. Anyways, moving on from gorillas
And
airing out
orcas.
and airing out whatever he's airing out over there. I can't get over that.
I
don't know.
I didn't. I meant
Like-
just like when I meant spreading my legs, I meant because I'm tall. I wasn't talking about something.
Stretching your legs.
Oh yeah, that.
I'm rubbing off on you big time. It's great.
So that would, if I was sitting next to that, I already imagine the poor woman next to me tomorrow, and I'm going to be like, "Do you mind if I spread them?" So, and I'm just going to be like, "Oh my God, no, I can't say that."
No, you can't.
No.
Also, why do you better hope it's a woman sitting next to you, because we're way nicer about the middle seat situation.
I do much better with a woman sitting next to me, I think, than and I'm in a row of just two. So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Do
But I
you
don't need to worry about the person next to me because there's not a seat in front of me. So I climb over everybody and I do that thing.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, wait. I have another question, and I think this is a great debate. When you are sitting in the middle seat, do you think you should get both armrests?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. I'm such a rule follower and I try to always be polite and like whatever. And as long listen, I'm up there suspended for no particular reason. I'm just happy if we're going straight. So I don't need like the comforts in life, but I do not believe that you get both. No, I believe that you get one. Cause then why do I get two and they each get just one?
Because they're on the outside, they can put their legs, they can do anything when you're kind of cramped in the middle. Here's what I'll say is not everyone's like you, where you are like polite on the plane, like, listen, I know I'm small. So if I'm in the middle seat, I'm not going to take both armrests because I know I'm small and I can deal without it. But I will say when I was going to say a man, I'm just shitting on the men today. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Usually they're bigger, faster, stronger. We get it. So they sit down and they immediately take both armrests. And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like maybe give it, I don't know, 30 minutes and then just kind of leave. But when they sit down, they're like, and I want to just nudge them off and be like, yo, it's my armrest.
How much do you play the game when you're flying solo where you're like, ooh, I hope that person who just got on the plane is sitting right over here? Or like you're like, oh Lord, I hope that person just keeps on moving.
It's usually that. And
Yeah.
let me say one more thing about, we are always on planes here, but one more thing about just having etiquette on a plane. If you smell, shower before getting on a plane so the people next to you don't have to smell you for 4 hours, or wear some perfume or deodorant. I don't care, but that's just rude. You stink.
Yeah.
And now the whole plane's got to smell you.
And don't bring on like smelly food. Like if I bring something onto the plane, it's not going to like be oniony.
Yeah. It's usually
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A for me.
If you're picking a seat and it's like a row of three,
Yes.
which do you prefer? Like, what's your order of preference.
Window.
Wait, same here because I go like that.
If you pee a lot, don't fucking pick the window.
Yeah.
For everyone else's sake in your row.
Yeah.
I sat next to another male. I'm just kidding. I don't know why but men's bladders are worse.
I think women's are.
No, I feel like women can hold it way longer.
I can't.
Oh, you can't?
No, I'm an aisle girl.
Oh, see, but Kira knows. Can't hold my piss. I gotta sit on the aisle. There was this one man who sat next to me. I swear it was a flight from Atlanta to Detroit. That flight at most is an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
At most. He peed 9 times.
Oh,
9.
He was boozing.
This was 14 years ago, and I'll never forget it. I was so no, he wasn't boozing. We were in coach. They can't come by that often.
Yeah, true.
It was, and I finally looked down. I was like, dude, do you want to switch seats? And he was like, no, I'm good. I was like, well, okay, fuck you.
Although I use my line when I'm in coach and I know I want like 3 drinks where I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I go, do you mind if I just get like 3 or 4? I don't want to bother you later. And they don't want to be bothered either. They don't want you floating back there asking for another drink.
Are they allowed to do that technically?
I think they can do whatever they want. And I'm sure that there are rules as long as you're not causing an issue. Sometimes I just want to go night-night. You know?
Yeah. But the thing is, if you give that person that many drinks, how do you know if they're going to cause an issue?
Right. I mean, that's the great unknown.
We're going to see a video of Hank on the way here. Some viral video of him acting a fool. Airing shit out. Drunk.
No.
I'm just kidding. All right, Splashers, y'all have heard me talk about Haya quite a few times, and I am still loving this vitamin for my kids. Not only that, my kids love the vitamins. I actually had one of my friends ask me if they actually work or what's in them, and if my kids actually like them. She got to witness for herself when my kids were about to head off to school, and she was staying with me. She was like, oh my gosh, they're asking for their vitamins. They truly are great, and they have all the good stuff in them. It is pressed with the 12 organic fruits and veggies and supercharged with the 15 essential vitamins and minerals. But not only that, it doesn't have all the chemical gummy stuff in them. They are true vitamins, and just how we look around for the best vitamins and supplements for us, we should be doing it for our children as well. We've worked out a special deal with Haya for their best-selling children's vitamin. You can receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hiyahealth.com/morning. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/morning to get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults.
Oh,
I love you. Did you get a haircut?
I did.
It looks nice.
Thank you. I feel like when I get a haircut, it does 2 things. It instantly makes me look thinner.
Okay.
For men, I think it happens. And I also feel like, I told you, this is my guy who I love, Johnny at 6 Salon, and who cut Amendola's hair for a long time. And every once in a while, he gives me this like Amendola fade. And I'm like, dude, you can't do that. Like, I don't have his pretty face. Like, I'm not young like him, but I try to pull it off. I think he does a great job. I
think it looks great. So I honestly, listen, I married Matthew, whose hair is just shaggy. So I don't understand really what a fade is, but whatever you're doing, I like it. And that's a very interesting take. So when men look skinnier with shorter hair, while I think women with shorter hair tend to look rounder.
True. Yeah. True. I feel like it's every time I get a haircut. Now, during COVID, when I was really, really fit, I had like soccer player hair, and it was fine because my face was like really thin, but I had the wings and the flips and the whole thing.
It was hot.
Yeah, it kind of was.
I know.
I think I'll go back to it. But Matthew's hair has become kind of like a work of art to me. Like, I'm obsessed with it. Wait, we haven't finished the whole Travis, but my only point in all of that is that like what was interesting I felt about that whole thing was that nobody came out to confirm or deny.
That they did it or not. Well, what are you supposed to say? You're supposed to
say like, oops, my fat thumbs did that by accident. But clearly it was a premeditated. It was very interesting. So, yes, to Kiki's point, it's interesting. There must be somebody who keeps tabs on all that stuff.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that Taylor Swift's general way that she does PR is that she doesn't address things.
I love that.
Yeah, smart.
So she would not address that no matter what. It's the same thing with the Biebers. There was so much stuff going on with the Biebers, with following and unfollowing. They just don't address it. is usually the rule of thumb.
I mean, it's honestly the best way to deal with it.
Yeah.
I should take that into consideration.
I think as a test, you should unfollow me tomorrow and see whether anybody pays attention.
Oh no. The morning after, it's done. Oh no.
Oh my God. It would be my dream just to have my name in Us Weekly. I'm just going to call them and be
God.
distort my voice and be like, you guys are never going to believe what happened.
Yeah,
And they'd be like, Hank who?
That's not true. That is not true. All right. I'm going to tell this happened to me this past week, and it kind of made me laugh, but also kind of made me mad at my daughter. I was like, what the fuck?
Which one?
I'm trying not to use names anymore because they're, but one of my daughters, we were on the way to the airport and I realized there wasn't something on my finger that should probably be there after our 10-year anniversary situation. And we had come from a home, my sister's house, that I knew it was either there or with me. So I'm calling my sister and I'm like, hey, do you see a ring box on the counter? Like, think I forgot my ring. And she's like, ooh, no, I don't. And I'm like, I'm cussing up a storm at 4 a.m. And I'm digging through all my bags and I find it. So great, right? Fine. And I realized it 15 minutes after we left, okay?
Why do you take it off?
We were like doing we were painting eggs. I don't remember what we were doing, but we were doing something where I was like, I'm just put the ring box for us tonight, put it back in the morning, whatever. So, anyways, we get home and Matthew comes to greet us and he's like, how was Atlanta? To all the girls, How was your trip home? Were you good for mommy? And one of my daughters decides to let him in on what happened. So she goes, yeah, but we had to turn around this morning because mom forgot her ring. And of course, Matthew stops and looks at me. As we know, this is a new ring. This is a new gift. It's not insured quite yet. So there's that. And he was like, you already forgot your ring? And I looked at my daughter. I go, you just threw me under the bus. Yeah. She was like, I threw you under the bus? And I was like, yeah, you'll get it what it means later, but you don't tell dad things unless they're needed to be told. And she was like, well, you did lose it a lot. And that was the only time I lost it. And she walked away and Matthew was like, babe. I was like, you're going to believe a child right now? And he was like, yeah.
Yes.
Like, she was right on one, but it was only one time. And I knew where it was, kind of. I knew where it would be if it wasn't a certain place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have absolutely had a full-on heart attack. But I also think that you are to the point in life, obviously. This is not something that stunned Matthew. Usually it's a purse, a phone. How many times has this happened?
Well, my daughters, it's like the biggest joke in our house. I'll be like, taking a little more time to get to the car and they're like, mom can't find her phone. And I'm like, fuck me. They're so right.
I'm really bad with all of that too now. And Jake has understood that he has like an added responsibility to make sure that everything I left with in my hands is in my hands upon departure. It's just too much. I can't keep up with everything. It's too much.
I agree. But it kind of set the tone for my future as what all they're going to do to tell dad everything, every mess up I have. And even when I tell them not to tell dad, right? We had a popsicle for breakfast one morning when he was gone. It's fine. And I said, hey, don't tell dad because that's more of a me thing. I like sweets. He doesn't really like sweets. It is what it is. Also, we were having a really tough morning. And you know what? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to put music on and we're going to have popsicles for breakfast because
it's everyone's a popsicle. Who cares?
It's a popsicle. Well, the second Matthew FaceTimed us that morning, he was like, what did you guys have for breakfast? Like, popsicles. I was like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? And of course he laughed. And then I get on the phone and he's like, babe. I'm like, I'm doing my best here. I'm trying.
God, it's so hard. Isn't it all so hard? Aren't you?
It's so
I'm
hard.
just tired.
It's so hard. And he's like so good at just calming everything down and getting it all regulated so everyone can still have a great morning. And meanwhile, when he's not here, I'm the one that's like, hurry up! And then they're sad and then they're like, where's dad? And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, but you're in the trenches. He's the general that comes in at the end of the war and whatever. You're living that shit but I mean, you are like, it's, I think it's any mom is just a hero. The stuff that they have to put up with is unbelievable. And like I say, even as a single dad, if I didn't have my moms who text me and remind me of shit, I'd be toast.
Yeah. Well, no, you wouldn't. You would be fine, but it is. Yeah. You're right. Thank you. I should give myself some grace. But listen, we had a great morning after the popsicles and dance party that even Matthew getting told, I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. Yeah. Love you. Have a good day, babe.
Who cares?
I know. All right, ladies, are y'all having trouble with hot flashes, night sweats, racing thoughts, low moods, poor sleep, lack of energy, I don't know, the occasional bloating? It could be because your hormones are out of balance. And we always think when we age, this stuff happens too. But really, it's not just aging. It is because there might be one hormone that's throwing your entire body off. So you're just feeling off. This is where Happy Mammoth Hormone Harmony comes in. I'm truly, truly loving this supplement so much, y'all. I feel like, honestly, when that time of the month comes, I just feel more in control of myself in a way because my hormones are a little more balanced. The results really are impressive. There are over 40,000 reviews on their website, and women can't stop talking about it on social media and stuff like that, but I am one of those women. I'm truly, truly loving this product, y'all. So for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Kelly at checkout. Again, that's 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. I feel like I always hate on youth sports and the parents getting involved. And sometimes I am that parent, actually, like
a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. I got 3 of the 5 on the field. And last week I had 4 of the 5 because we didn't have enough players. So Tyler ended up playing.
5 of them now?
Playing in our game. 4 of the 5 on the field.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
Right.
Okay.
So like for every time one person yells at their one kid, I have 4. And every time they touch the ball, I'm like, yeah, good job. Oh, no, hurry, hustle, whatever it might be. Here's the thing. I don't care if my kids are good or bad at sports. I really don't care as long as they enjoy them, okay? But I will say one thing. Enjoying a sport a lot of times comes with success and comes with winning and things like that. So we are getting our butts kicked, okay? And obviously, I have 4 of the 5 on the field. So they come off. And, they just weren't really wanting it. Do you know what I mean?
They weren't hungry for it.
No. And listen, again, I'm okay if you're not good. I really don't care. But I'm also not going to sit there and waste our time if you don't want to be out there. Like, that's fine. Let's go find something else. But they have begged to play soccer for however long. And every time we, miss a game or miss a practice, they're all in my ear about, we just want to be on the field, whatever. So they come off the field. Honestly, they could have been looking for roly-polies for all. Like, that's literally what it was. And they come off and I was like, do you like to lose?
Oh.
And they were like, what? I was like, I'm wondering if you like losing, because turns out winning is way more fun.
Oh.
And this is my J-Hall coming out. I couldn't help it. I was so angry in the moment. And I was just like, you know what? I told them the same thing. I was like, if you don't want to be out there, totally fine. But I'm telling you right now, these emotions, I have one child who gets really emotional, like sad. And I finally was like, stop it with the sadness that you're losing. I don't care that you're sad. Turn it into anger. Be mad. Let it motivate you. Don't sit here and cry because we're down 20. We ain't coming back. So just get mad about it and go out and try harder. But I was that parent, and literally there were people that heard me. I was like, do you like losing? Do you? Because I tell you one thing, winning's more fun. And literally everyone just stared at me. I was like, I got 4 of the 5. It's fine. Like the one girl, I'm like, listen, sorry, you don't have to hear the halftime speech. My 4.
I mean, it is though. I mean, you could even take it a step further and be like, remember when Daddy won the Super Bowl? Everybody took his picture and it was so much fun and the confetti. Well, it wasn't fun for the guy who lost. I mean, you know?
Remember when you went to Disney World? Only winners go to Disney World.
Yes. So if you ever want to go to Disney again, you better win.
Win. No, it's so, but like, I eventually I was just like, listen, sports are fun when you win.
Do you bribe them?
I used to. I don't really have to bribe them per se anymore because they technically they told me they want to be out there. But maybe I need to start again because fuck.
Yeah, I'm not encouraging it, but I do have moments where I'm like, okay, Emma, if you want she wanted some doll at some place. But I mean, they bombed. Soccer was an absolute disaster. So
wait, what was your agreement though?
That she had to score a goal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I'm just like, listen, don't stop running. Just run the whole time.
Yeah.
And Matthew always says good things happen to those that run.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, just run. I don't care if you score. I don't care if you get beat by 50. Just like try your hardest. That's all I'm asking.
That's the thing. It's like if you when Emma came to the sidelines, her and another friend from her class were just like rolling around and throwing grass. And I'm like, pay attention to what your teammates are doing because that's going to set you up for when you get in there, you know? And I was just like doing this lecture and then I'm like, what am I doing? Like,
I know. Well, then I come home and I'm like, the fuck did I do that for?
Yeah.
Like that was dumb.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like, here's what I tell myself, and I feel like it happens every weekend. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. And I can't do it. Yeah. Because I can't, it's a team sport. And when we do have our whole team there, I'm like, when you don't give 100%, you're letting your team down. Yeah. If this was gymnastics, I don't say shit. One, it's an individual sport. Great. Go do you. Whatever. I also don't know the sport. So why would I have anything to say? But when you're on a team sport, there's a huge difference. And I do think kids need a little bit of push, if they need it, to understand that if you're not giving your all, you are letting the person down next to you or your whole team down.
And for you, it's the person because 90% of the team is made up from one family.
Honestly, Tai out there was about the cutest thing ever. And she's mean. I love her. She does not care. They were way bigger than her, but she saved one out of our 20 goals that were scored on us. One of the goals because she got mad because the girl took the ball from her and she used her body. She leaned in and they both fell and the girl missed it. And I was like, yes, Tyler. Wow. You know? Good. And even the other team was like, wow, that was well done. She's 4. Also, they're beating us 20. Literally, they're beating us by a lot. And the coach we had 2 4-year-olds out there because then another little sibling went in because it was 6 on 5. But basically, it was 5 on 5 because 4 plus 4 equals 8 and it was 8-year-olds. So, but the coach had the audacity to come over. He was like, well, you guys are playing 6. Do you mind if we put another one in? And I was like, no. Well, and I looked at him. I'm not even the coach. And I said, we have 2 4-year-olds out there. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. So I think you're good. Also, you're up by 20.
Yeah,
and
who
this
cares?
Is recreational soccer.
Yeah.
So
chill.
The worst. The worst. And you know what sucks though is I do feel like everybody in this rec soccer league, and Matthew comes to a lot of the games, so they know which ones are our daughters. And when we get beat, it's like everyone's very excited.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart for my girls. But I'm also use it. Be like, you're not gonna beat me.
Yeah. No, that's fine. They'll get it later. But I get it. I'd be that dad who's like, let's just beat that Super Bowl champions kids. Let's do it. I mean, here's why. Because the guy who's saying that to his kids knows that there's no shot in hell he could ever do anything to beat Matthew athletically. So he might as well just make his kids take yours down.
Oh, my poor girl. Well, this is why. And I honestly, they need to toughen up then because I'm like, also, just get mad about it. One of their friends was on the other team, and she told them before they started, she's like, we're going to beat you guys to their face. And I wanted to be like, woo. And they came up to me sad. And I said,
good strategy.
Yeah. And I looked at her, and I looked at my girls, and I go, well, then let's beat them.
Yeah. Why
not?
Yeah.
We did not. We we lost pretty good, but there was not a lot of 100% being given
Yeah.
throughout the
I
team.
get it. We all have off days. That's what I told Emma. We all have an off day. It's fine. So
Do we?
why don't we
I feel
hit
I
a
was
few
on.
headlines real quick?
Okay, go
Can
for
I
it. I don't know the
ask
headlines.
you, did you happen to see this interview with Bill Belichick?
Oh, yes. Yeah. How do you not see it? It's everywhere.
Wow.
Wow. Well, can I tell you something else? Love men, but I tell you what, the sports world could be a soap opera right now.
Yeah.
And who is it involving? Men.
Well,
Who are
in this
usually
particular case, it involved a woman speaking from the side of the interview who interjected at a very interesting point, which was she was trying to shut the interview down when asked how they met, which really fueled so much speculation as to how they actually met. I mean, at the end of the day, whose responsibility is it to keep the relationship in check during an interview like that?
Well, who's the interview for?
It's for him promoting a book.
So who do you think should keep it in check?
Yes, 100% believe that the buck stops with him. And also, you understand this very clearly. When you're at that level of success and you're pitching something like a book that's going to make money, there are likely 2, 3, 4 publicists who are involved in booking this and putting this together.
Mm-hmm.
So they allowing her to interject during a network interview is unacceptable.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I also agree that Bill Belichick, you never really saw him much in the social media platform stuff, and now he's everywhere with her, right? So I do think there is a little bit of responsibility in knowing that for her, knowing that questions are going to be asked because they're so public with their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think honestly, I don't mind. I think it's fair game both ways in a way. Like if she doesn't want to talk about it, then they don't have to talk about it. So I don't know. This whole thing is very interesting to me, but I just think the whole sports world in general right now is dramatic as hell. I mean, and I understand that these guys are not just athletes. We know this, but at the same time, they are athletes. And like, why is everything so damn dramatic? I mean, the whole draft was a scene from 90210. It had nothing to do with the people that were getting drafted. It had everything to do with all the side stories. And I'm going, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Then you have Saquon Barkley visiting the White House, people going after him. Jalen Hurts not visiting the White House, people going after him. I'm like, oh my, you know what? Social media's fucked us because everybody knows everyone's business and everyone has a comment about it.
It's true. I did appreciate his comment regarding going to the White House and visiting Trump because he said, listen, I was just with the Obamas a couple of weeks ago. It's not about who is president. It's about respecting the office. Now, as for a particular player choosing not to go to the White House when the rest of his team is there, that might speak a little bit differently as to why he chose not to be there. But it's his personal right to go or not go.
Why do people care? Why? I don't understand. What's the big deal? That's their personal decision. And it is what it is. And you're not going to change their minds. And nothing, I just don't understand it. And honestly, I just am so over all the drama of the sports industry. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over what were they called? Sports commentators talking about God knows what, not sports anymore. They talk about everything else but sports on the TV. And it's just, you know what? I just turn it off. I'm just tired.
Well, because the intention for a lot of them is to elicit a reaction. So they don't want to say something that's like mainstream or, benign because that's not going to get clicks and likes and bait. And it's no different than when you watch political commentators. They're shooting a gun because they want to, no pun intended, they want to create chaos. So, and the more they do, the more likes they get, the more follows, the more views. It's a game now.
All right, Splashers, you guys remember me telling you about my cholesterol, and I'm going to be testing with Function to kind of see throughout the year where this cholesterol goes. Not only that, but many other biomarkers. And what I love about Function, it is an all-in-one platform that starts with over 100 advanced lab tests covering your entire body. I'm talking heart, hormones, liver, kidneys, thyroid, autoimmunity, cancer signals, toxins, nutrients, and more. They make it really, really easy to do so. But what I love about Function is it goes beyond traditional healthcare. When you go to an annual checkup, they only cover about 19 biomarkers. Function Health goes 5 times deeper. So it gives you more of a comprehensive view, which allows you to catch potential issues early and take proactive action. I always feel like from the outside, I look like a very healthy person, but on the inside, we all know that can be completely different. There's no bias with Function. They're not selling vitamins or supplements. They're truly just wanting you to know what's going on with your health. I love that I have a baseline. I love that I'm going to get to see where these out of range markers go for me in the next year. So you can also do the same. You can head to my landing page, functionhealth.com/morning after to sign up with your credit applied, or use code morning after, an exclusive offer that I'm only sharing with you guys, and it's limited to the first 1,000 splashers who use that code. You will also get $100 credit for new members signing up. So try Function and skip the waitlist by using the link www.functionhealth.com/morning after. The Morning After is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
So
It really, honestly, it sounds miserable to be that type of person, to just say things to get reactions, because those reactions are either really good or really bad. And as humans, we tend to hold on to the really bad ones. Like on this podcast, we don't try to say things that are going to be clickbait. Turns out I just fucking say shit that ends up that way. But it's not like I'm like, ooh, let's get a reaction. Were you in on the draft at all?
yeah, I watched parts of it. Yeah.
Okay, and obviously you know about Deion Sanders' kid dropping
Yeah.
and everyone freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything about that because I didn't watch him play football, so I literally have no idea. But the prank call that happened,
Horrific.
Do you know that multiple other players had that done to them as well?
No.
No.
Why did this one get so much attention? Because it was recorded?
Because it was live streaming, I believe.
Okay.
Because Deion's kid was live, or what is the Twitch? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not excusing it. It's horrendous because these kids have waited their whole life for that phone call, basically, and
Yeah.
you take it away in an instant because I don't know. Are you jealous? Are you mad? Do you not like them? I don't know. Are you just cruel? But at the same time, that happened last year and it happened this year. So really, the NFL needs to get a hold of it and figure it out. But you only heard about one.
Yeah.
And it happened multiple times.
I was not aware of that, and there's so many security questions surrounding that. But I think the most egregious part of that whole part was that correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that a coach's son who was accused of making that call?
Yes. So our media is just like just drama filled, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and it's exhausting. It's nauseating. It affects mental health. And so you really have to pull back on some of the stuff that you consume and be very aware of what you're consuming. It's why I've had to stay off the X a little bit, or at least manage where I'm consuming information from.
That place is dangerous.
Yeah, it's nasty.
I recently started just scrolling through Twitter. that thing needs to be blown up because
Yeah.
honestly, the amount of fake, first of all, there's AI shit everywhere. And I'm looking at like a giant spider. I'm like, oh my God. And then it's like AI. I'm like, okay, giant gorilla and it's AI. And so maybe that's why I think not even 1,000 people could take a gorilla because they AI'd it to be like, what is Godzilla? Isn't that a huge gorilla?
King Kong.
Yeah.
King Kong. Well, who's Godzilla? Oh, Godzilla's like a dinosaur or
It's
something.
like a reptile, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that fact check. But that whole platform is wildly dangerous.
Yeah. There's a lot of hate. And there's a lot
So
of
much
anger. And there's
hate.
a lot of fake information. So you just really have to be careful.
Oh, and that sucks. I used to like get my news from Twitter. Not anymore.
Well, at one
Shit's
point
wild.
you were tweeting a little bit here and there years ago. Yeah.
That was like 20 years ago. Legit, almost 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Oh God. Oh no, we're so old. When they were when they were drafting all these kids though, I literally was like, these are children.
Yeah.
Like I forget. And Matthew's about to be in a locker room with all of them. I'm like, Grandpa, woo, you got it. The best thing is though, is they're like, oh yeah. Not really, but it's like, you were drafted the year I was born. I mean, maybe 17 years ago. Next year could happen.
I had,
no, maybe next 3 years.
I had twice yesterday. This line dropped on me twice. And after it happened the first time, I told my good friend who was my photographer, and he just kind of chuckled. And then it happened hours later, and he's like, oh my God. And the line was, and it's meant to be very nice, is I grew up watching you.
Oh, it's just like a dagger to the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Matthew
gets that one from teammates all the time. Like, you were my favorite player. Like, I loved your style of play when you played in Detroit. I used to watch you in third grade. And you were my favorite player in third grade. And Matthew's like, sick. So excited to have you on the team.
Wow.
But I mean, it is what it is. And
Yeah.
whatever. But I will say, you know who takes that comment worse is me. Because it's not like I'm out there slinging the ball still like really well and having a good time. No, I'm just aging over here. Slowly and surely just becoming the old bitch.
Oh my God. It puts things into perspective.
Totally. So
Yeah.
much perspective. All right. Okay, with that, I hope you guys gained a little perspective from us. But we do have exciting news coming up. Hank, dial us in.
We do.
Okay. When I say dial us in, that means tell us what it is.
Well, don't tell us the news.
I don't think
but
I'm supposed to tell us.
Oh, shit.
You're
My
supposed
bad.
to just say the news is getting released on next week's episode.
Oh, psych. You got to tune in next week to hear the news. We'll dial you in then. Okay, with that, we hope y'all have a great week. Have a splash.
Make a splash.